Hi, Mike Kennedy. We're reviewing a product, okay? This is the Pure Relief Deluxe Heating Pad, 12 by 24. It has a cozy comfort, it has even heat distribution, and no cover needed. It has fast heating technology, 4 therapeutic settings, and super soft microplush. Now, chronic pain and all these things. So my daughter had bought a heating pad and really liked it, and I used it a couple times. I'm like, yeah, I like that too. So she's in a store and she sees it at TJ's Maxx for $24.99. She texts me and says, want me to get it? And I say, yes. Okay, so let's take a look at it. For you fans, I'll have to edit in some parrot squawks where I'm in my sound studio. So what we've got is a 12 by 24 heating pad, and it's really soft. And something you'll notice if you're used to old style heating pads is this is completely flexible. The old ones that I would tend to be able to buy at places like Walgreens and different places like that were stiff and had to have a cover on them, and they didn't really get bendable until they heated up. Well, this one's super smooth and bendable right from the start, so that's a good thing. It has a controller. Now this has something interesting, which is a 2-hour timer built in. Runs for 2 hours, it shuts off. That's a really nice feature because I use this sometimes on my shoulder or my back, and I may fall asleep while I'm using it. So in 2 hours it turns off. It has warm, low, medium, and high. I found usually that I'm on the warm or the low. The medium I would only use when I'm sit in a chair absolutely wide awake, because for me it seems a little warm. But I will express one thing. This fast heat technology means that it's kind of like it heats up really quick and then it cools down a little. So that initial bump of what you feel for heat might actually be a little lower than what it is. So if you're, going to use it, you might want to, say you're sitting in a chair, you got it on your back or something, and you think it's too warm first, you might want to wait 10 minutes and see if it goes back down to a level that you like. But I really enjoyed this. It's really worked well. I have one of my own. And just makes a big difference sometimes in pain levels. They can be used for other things too, like stomach problems sometimes can be helped by applying heat. A lot of injuries they say to use ice, and it's like, this is winter in Maine. Don't get ice anywhere near me if possible. I'm not a fan of ice in the wintertime, so I'd much rather just use heat. But Pure Enrichment. Oh, it's got a great big warning on the back. To reduce danger. Of course, they'll tell you never use it while sleeping. Okay. Don't use it while sleeping. Do not use an infant. Do not use on an invalid, sleeping, or unconscious person or person with poor blood circulation, unless carefully attended. So, take out my recommendations there. You are wide awake in a chair when you use this. Someone's watching you. And they've got all these other warnings too. Do not dry clean. Do not use bleach. Do not use wringer. Do not iron your heating pad. Wash machine pad in cold water on gentle cycle or hand wash. Tumble dry on low or line heat. Remove promptly from the dryer. Ooh, made in China. Everything's made in China now. It was funny, when you have a YouTube channel, people approach you for, sometimes saying, oh, we'd love to send you our products. And sometimes it's just a gimmick. They're just trying to get you to buy the product. But sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, we'd like to send you this product. And it was masks, from China. Not this one, but, similar cloth masks. I just deleted it. But I should have said, well, was this part of your game plan? You guys withheld the information for a month or two so you know it's spread around the whole world so that you could sell masks to the rest of the world now? I don't know. Maybe you feel differently about that, but I think the science, the facts are in now that they did actually hide how dangerous this was intentionally, and they discovered it much earlier, and they knew it was really nasty. And I don't know, I don't think they intentionally thought, oh, let's go out and kill everybody with it, because they killed their people too. So I think it was just I don't know, they thought it would go away if they covered it up for a while, but it didn't. So anyway, Pure enrichment, auto 2-hour shutoff, and it just works really well. And don't use it when you're unconscious or sleeping. But I find it to be very helpful. I would say it's the best heating pad. I'm an old duffer. Best heating pad I've used. Now, it's true they probably have, maybe they've had some of these technologies before, and I always ended up getting the drugstore ones that were just, in the old days they used to be like $8 to $11. So it's so funny now. I go somewhere, as you get older, you remember prices further back. So sometimes I'm somewhere shopping, and I'm looking at something, and I say, okay, I'm going to guess this costs this, then I'm going to double the price. So, I get my money out of the register, and it's still more. But I think that's sticker shock that old people have. I know it was funny. I sold women's shoes for once for Jordan Marsh, which is now part of Macy's. And so we had these Florsheim shoes for women, and basically it was supposedly a better shoe, and it was more expensive. And so this older woman and her daughter come in. They're looking at shoes, and the woman says to me, gets me aside for a minute and says, if she asks you how much they cost, say $10. I'm going to pay for it. You'll get all your money. Don't worry. Just tell her $10. So we've got that back then. My goodness, this is the 70s. So the shoes were like $35, which back then, that was a lot. And so, she picks out this Florsheim shoe, which is like the most expensive one we had for women's shoes at that time. And she puts it on and she says, oh, these kind of feel good. How much do they cost? I say, $10. And she says, that's an awful lot, but I think we'll take it. So I, go there. The woman gives me her card and we ring up $35 plus of sales. But now, you never want to laugh at someone who's old, because you're going to be there one day and you may make an even bigger fool of yourself. But with this remembering back prices, it's just ridiculous sometimes. I'll go into a store sometimes and I'll look at meat or produce and everything, and I'll look at the price and say, that can't be right. And of course, it's been that price forever. So, heating pad, a good one. I would recommend it. Got a 5-year guarantee, so if you don't like it, you can get your money back or whatever. It's nice and soft. Doesn't have to heat up to become bendable. And it's got that 2-hour timer as a safety feature, I believe. But like I say, I have used it on the medium setting once, when I was in a lot of pain. And I put it on when I was sitting up and had it on medium, and it was fine. But normally that's a little too hot for me. But your results might vary. I've got one of these infrared thermometers. Non-contact thermometers, that's what we usually call. Maybe I'll heat this up and measure the temperature, because it appears to me it heats up quite a bit first, and then it stables back down. It ramps back down to a certain heat and stays there. But there we go. Aches and pains, heating pads help. Bye.